Hello, I'm ETarte, once a Catholic priest for 5 years, that was about 45 years ago, now an atheist, which simply means that I now find no credible evidence for the existence of any God. The kind, gentle, gracious, devout Catholic lady to whom I referred in a recent video, who wrote to me an extended email describing her faith, said, and I quote, "My faith is 100% about a person and a relationship. Getting to know Jesus as friend changes your life forever." Unquote. When I was a Catholic priest, my faith also was based on strong friendship with Jesus. Untold millions of Christians, Catholics and non-Catholics alike, say that they have a personal friendship with Jesus. A beloved Protestant hymn is entitled, "What a Friend We Have in Jesus." My premise in this video is that friendship with Jesus stretches the concept of friend too far. That friendship with Jesus, in fact, makes no sense whatsoever. My first point, friendship requires that I know my friend, but Jesus has left us no means of knowing him. The Gospels of the Bible were written decades after Jesus' alleged death, not based on eyewitness accounts. We do not have any reliable information about what Jesus said and did. On that basis, friendship with Jesus has no foundation. But suppose we do accept the Gospels for what they say about Jesus. Friendship with him still has huge problems. And so my next point, friendship should be reciprocal. If I speak to a friend, my friend will speak back. My friend and I can engage in two-way conversation. If my friend is able, he or she will be physically present to me so that we can shake hands or hug each other. None of this happens with Jesus. Jesus does not speak back. If this Catholic lady would ask Jesus to come to her in bodily form so that she could chat with him and hug him, this will not happen. Jesus remains always hidden to all who befriend him. My next point, the biblical Jesus promised that if you pray for anything with faith, he and his Father God will do what you ask. I recently proposed to 5 local Christian pastors and to this lady that they take their friend Jesus at his word and by prayer immediately and totally eliminate cancer, Alzheimer's disease, devastating hurricanes, earthquakes, floods, and tsunamis. None of them responded to me. As far as I know, none of them had the guts to accept my proposal. Their friend Jesus was lying, was being extremely ignorant, or never even made such impossibly extravagant promises regarding prayer. I don't want a person like that as my friend. My next point. Jesus is allegedly the Son of and of one mind with the biblical God. As I document in other videos, Jesus' Father, the biblical God, is a mass murderer, a child abuser, a supporter of slavery, a sexist bigot, a supporter of rape, a lover of animal sacrifice and even human sacrifice, and a mass torturer. And Jesus tells us to pray to this monster as our Father. Jesus reportedly claimed to be of one mind with his Father God, saying, "The Father and I are one." And I should be friends with this Jesus? No, thank you. My next point. When this Catholic lady goes to Mass on Sundays, she kneels in her pew, looks straight ahead at a thin, round cracker that the priest holds up in the air, and she worships it, convinced that it is the physical body of her friend Jesus. About 10 minutes later, she eats another, smaller, thin, round cracker, convinced that she is eating the physical body of her friend Jesus. Meanwhile, down the street and around the corner at other churches, Methodist, Baptist, Episcopal, Disciples of Christ, Mormon, Lutheran, other friends of Jesus worship in other ways, convinced that what this Catholic lady is doing is grossly false. Their friend Jesus could surely come to them, clear up the disagreement, and set them straight. A friend would do that. But Jesus does not do that. Sunday after Sunday, year after year, he remains hidden. My next point. If I have a true friend, that friend expects me to be responsible for my actions and to face their consequences. If I offend a fellow human, my true friend expects me to try to make things right. And if anyone forgives me, it must be the person I have offended. But Jesus allegedly assumed the role of scapegoat, taking my offenses upon himself, shedding his blood in order to appease his Father, washing away my offenses by his blood. That is immoral. I don't want a friend or anybody to do that, but he says I have to accept it. I can't accept that. That's evil. And now my final point concerning this lady's friendship with Jesus. Here is a summary of her friend Jesus' message to her as communicated to her by the Catholic Church. You were born in the filthy state of sin, not your sin, the sin of Adam and Eve. In that filthy, sinful condition, you and I, Jesus, could never be friends. What made our friendship possible is that a priest poured a little water on your forehead and said some magic words. Now we can be friends. As your friend, I closely monitor your every action and your every thought. If you deliberately deviate from what I want, including deviating from any of the thousands of regulations of the Catholic Church, I will punish you. Sometime after your death, your body will be united with your soul, and one possibility is that your body will suffer extreme physical torture authorized by me and my Father forever. I hope that you are duly terrified by the thought of this. You must fear me, but I am your friend. I count at least 7 main points in this video. Every one of them points to this conclusion. Friendship with Jesus does not make sense. More broadly, I say that religion does not make sense. Every one of my dozens of religion videos has as its premise that some particular aspect of religion does not make sense. What does make sense is to live a life not based on religion. That is not always what I did, but it is what I do now. Thank you for watching this video.